Jarrell gets more awesome, just like the Grail said, this week on The Hapless Heroes.
I am Lord Jarrell the Light.
Hello and welcome back to the Hapless Heroes podcast. My name is Dave and I will be your host and dungeon master for this evening. Let's get right into it. We're going to intro our cast starting this time on my right with Mike as Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind.
Always at Jarrell's service.
To his right we have Nicole as Boris the Butcher.
I'm just going to grab a couple of these bolts.
To her right we have Zach as Peridot Lincolnwoods.
Hey, it's me, Peridot Lincolnwoods. Did I pronounce my name right?
I don't think you did.
We'll get to that next time.
To his right, we have John as Lord Jarrell the Light.
With the power of hugs, I whoosh!
And to his right, we have Francesco as Felix Fizzlebottom.
All right, Jarrell, look alive, buddy. We got a plan.
All right, so we last left off with what was left of Moradin booting Jarrell, and so much more than he was, back off into the void. But back out at the other end of the void, we have the rest of the party. We have a Boris who has noticed a little structural issue, a little construction step missed perhaps on the interstellar semi-trebuchet, or whatever it actually is. If Dr. Hines is involved, it's probably called an Launchinator of some kind. I'm not really sure. We'll find out when they tell us, because I don't know until then either. And the rest of you have returned to claim the remains of Lord Jarrell the Light. I believe you have a large crab at your disposal as well.
Yeah. I'm going to ask the crab nicely to hoist Jarrell up and see if it listens to me. Yeah, the same way that Boris had you do it before. Good.
Hector, it was reaching for one arm and one leg to start, and then when you said the same way Boris told you to do it before, it adjusted and went back to grabbing it by the arms. And then it kind of passes it around to spin it so it's facing forward, and has Jarrell held out in T-pose, held by the arms, which are probably being stretched out by this crab.
Yeah, can we get the arms like maybe down a little further, like down by the side? Just like, just get under, like in the armpits, just to hoist them up, but keep the arms down. Hector.
Hector kind of loosens a little to let Jarrell's feet hit the floor. One of the claws comes off his arm. Jarrell's right arm just flops to his side. And the crab scratches its head a second with the claw. And kind of reaches under with the claw completely closed and just sort of hoists it under the armpit like a forklift. Kind of lifts up a little, tests it. Sees it's satisfied with that, then does the same with the other arm. Lets go. The body kind of slides a little bit, and it reaches the other claw under, completely closed, and lifts it up, and now is hoisting Jarrell very much like some kind of forklift under the arms, with two claws that are just outstretched right in front of it.
Perfect.
It's not much. It's going to go easier on Jarrell's body, but it's
right.
I won't tell you that it's more convincing.
It's not more convincing, but I don't know what other option we have, and Felix is really desperately trying to cling to this plan as best as possible, so as not to blow up his own spot. Someone else will have to do that. And I'm just gonna say, all right, Hector. I guess no, this could be a bit of a complicated request, buddies. So just do your best, but just try to make it look like he's walking. And let's go.
Hector takes care to hold it closer to the floor, but
his feet are just dragging on the ground.
yeah, because I'm unclear, Boris.
You know what?
How many legs
sorry, go ahead.
does Hector have? Is it a 6-legged crab, or does he have 8 legs or more?
8. 8. Well, I feel like 6 actual support legs, and then the 2 that have the claws are in addition to the 6 support legs.
All right. Okay. But yeah.
I see how complicated it might be, and I'm just gonna get in between because I'm short. I'm gonna get between Jarrell's legs and just kind of arms out, kind of just move his legs, along while Hector just hoists him up. This is the best I could do.
You know what? Yeah, I think the dimensions all kind of work. You're not, Hector's big enough where there's going to be space in there for you to do that. And it's not going to be awkward. It's just going to smell faintly crustacean.
Peridot, I need you to get on his back and hold his head up.
You got it, dude.
And Quinn, you know what to do, right? You've been practicing your Jarrell voice, right? Yes?
I am Jarrell.
Right. Wait, no, you're Lord Jarrell the Light, remember?
I am Lord Jarrell the Light.
There we go.
Yes, it is
nailed
absolutely.
it.
Yes, we need to make absolutely clear that it is Lord Jarrell the Light and not Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind. I have not personally made this mistake at all today.
Never.
No,
not
sir.
once. Mm-mm.
No. Have not.
And we will start making our way back to the group.
Yes.
And hope nobody notices us just, loading the inert form of Jarrell into this rocket.
Seems lively to me. Paradil's making
exactly. Yes.
Paradil's making the emotions seem very lifelike and animated.
Perfect. All right, we're heading back. It's ride or die here. We'll see if it's convincing enough.
All right, so you guys are walking. I want to go to Boris. With your knowledge that you have gained, are you going to be doing anything with it?
Yeah. I go over to where I see the bolts and things on the ground. Does it look like it's there's a place where the bolt should obviously go, and I'm pretty convinced I could fix it? Or does this look like extremely complicated machinery that I should be seeking an adult for?
Well, you see, here's the thing. People you should probably seek aren't adults, but that's neither here nor there. Because I would say that you feel reasonably confident that this is the sort of thing where, well, there's one size, if we just match the size of the nuts to the bolts, it'll probably work.
Fix it?
Sure.
With my best Boris confidence.
Yeah, sure. Let's see. What kind of check would you like to use to do this?
You're not gonna bring it to the attention of the people who built this fucking thing?
No, I'm gonna see if I can fix it first. I'm confident. My perception's
I love
good.
that.
I think
Love that for
we're
you.
good. This doesn't seem like an acrobatics thing. Insight?
You know what? Insight, you are
perception?
with insight, you try to see if you can sense the intentions of others. And I would say that it would apply here. You are trying to sense the intentions of the builders of this through your examination. So yes, we will allow an insight check if that is what you so choose.
Oop. Dice falling. Oh, I rolled a nat 20. So 35.
Sure. Yeah. Like they didn't size these bolts for no reason. Like it's actually as easy as insert tab A into slot B kind of stuff.
Like there's an IKEA style instruction manual sticker on the side of the plate.
Yeah, like it's very obvious what needed to be done here, and that the dimensions of the parts used would make it impossible to get wrong.
I fixed the crap out of that thing.
Okay, sounds wonderful. We're going to take it as read via your skills that you are able to do these things. All right. Anything you choose to do after that? Because you're not in the sort of place you would be expected to be. You're not on the launch pad. You're kind of like underneath the starting mechanism.
I mean, okay, I'm just gonna like look around, I guess, and like kind of like see how I expect this thing to work via the startup mechanism and everything. Like, just kind of investigate the whole
Good.
system.
So, just on your examination of what we have, there is a central platform. It is round. It sits right about at the center of where the tower kind of with the scope and stuff was. It sits maybe about 12 feet high. It is about 50 feet across. It has sort of a central platform in the middle that is also round. It is about 10 foot in diameter, right in the middle there. And you can see that it is attached to a couple of sort of now slack straps that go up into the overarching mechanism here, which we would say has 4 poles that start about 50 feet out from each corner, and they go up 150 feet in the air and attach to a gantry up top. And there's several right now slack straps that are attached to it, and it looks like it is primed to launch this at a 45-degree angle up and out towards the edge of the space that we are in right now. It's jank. It's rickety. It looks very much the part of a Rube Goldberg sort of contraption. Like, especially underneath the platform, there are lots of gears and linkages that do God knows what. There's a lot of spinning. There's flywheels that are storing energy. There appear to be a couple of turbines. There's some air power going on. A couple of Tesla coils for added effect. Like a boot at the end of a stick that's kicking a target periodically. We don't even know how we got to that.
Mousetrap!
Yeah, it's just all kinds of wacky shit going on down here.
I'm in it now. So Boris pulls something that looks vaguely like an engineer's cap out of her disguise kit and just starts looking around and seeing if there's any way she can tinker and make it better, completely convinced off of her like IKEA build previously that she's now qualified to like make the trebuchet better.
Oh, we're doubling down. I like it. We're going to, from here, before we kind of get to resolving that, I want to go back to Jarrell, since we haven't touched on you yet. As you have been unceremoniously booted, in both a figurative and literal sense, at the seat of your pants by the remains of the divinity of Moradin out in the void in this little church cathedral that you were apparently meant to find. You are now booted back. And as you zip through the tumultuous cosmos, and you can see like star systems like swirling and boiling off in the distance, little peaks of light flashing, in some places even going out. You can see bubbles of various sizes being towed by these red, almost like fibers going through space, all converging upon a central point. You also seem to be converging on that point, heading even more rapidly than some of these bubbles.
Okay. But I don't see any red strings attached to me.
No red string is attached to you. You're just zipping through, like heading in the same direction more or less as those red strings are going.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jarrell would know kind of where those strings are coming from, even. Does it
Yeah.
seem, they kind of.
They had been described previously when you were looking at that the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of ominousness, a little bit of dun dun dun. As you pass, kind of not terribly far from a bubble on the right, you look in and you see, and this seems to be a pretty small bubble, just like a guy at a desk doing some writing on a sheet of paper. It's almost as if looking in through the window of a house, and you zip on by. All right, we're going to go back to the rest of the party who have now arrived at the interstellar inter-something trebuchet.
When we arrived, do we see Boris still fiddling with it?
Boris is fiddling with things. She is out of your sight currently.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
Be like, okay, we're here. Let's get inside. We're just gonna start loading up right now.
Excellent.
Starting with Jarrell.
All of you just head up onto the platform.
Okay. Yes, we will all definitely together as a unit go walk up and get down to the platform.
Excellent.
Jarrell,
because you're the one saying things out loud, you can make the deception check.
Okay, good. I'm good at those. I say this. I'm gonna bite my fucking tongue now. Come on, baby. Okay, so something I did while leveling to 20.
I love this so much when there's a die roll and immediately before any number comes out of their mouth, it's a qualifier. That tells you that you've entered flavor country.
So, what happened was when I leveled up to 20, I decided to forego one of my, ability score improvements to myself take the lucky feat.
Okay. It's just
and
good business.
I am going to burn one of those. Yep, just gonna. That die roll never happened. It's just, taking a page out of Quinn's book.
That
okay?
was a
Just don't tell
classically
him.
hapless roll, wasn't it?
It was. Oh my god. So okay, no. Okay, so listen, Dave. So listen. So the first roll was a 3 on the die, which would have been a 14. Which is like not great, in these circumstances. But then the second roll, you see, the second roll is a 1.
That's worse. I know my numbers.
Bad either way, but take the 1. That's funnier for flavor.
I don't know if I'm allowed to choose. I think that when you re-roll with lucky, you take
Oh yeah, it's not just giving you advantage, right? That's just a
the new
full-on
roll.
reroll.
Is that
I'm
correct?
pretty sure.
I should have this written in here somewhere. Let's see.
Because you re-roll before the outcome is determined. It
Yes.
just says roll an extra. It does say roll an extra. Hold on, I got to get the exact text on.
Whenever you make an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw, you can spend 1 luck point to roll an additional d20. You can choose to spend one of your luck points after you roll the die, but before the outcome is determined, you choose which of the d20s is used for the attack roll,
Oh, there
ability
you
check,
go.
or saving throw.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah, I'm reading the same thing.
I mean, listen, okay, like, I'm not taking the 1. I'm taking what would have been the
Okay.
result of 14,
Also,
which
like-
is...
Just good business.
Yes. Because, no.
Aw, why not?
I'm not going to be the one to blow up my own spot, goddammit.
It would
I
be
have to
apropos,
maintain
though.
this facade. I know it would be, and that's why I'm lucky. Hey! Although that was very much the opposite of what lucky is supposed to do for me, and I'm
Somebody
really
was
upset about
lucky
it.
there.
It makes me really mad. Okay.
I'm kidding.
Okay,
That
well, it's
was
a 14.
That was fantastic radio.
That's true. I get that's you're welcome, I guess, for that. But what does a 14 do for us, Dave?
14 does what a 14 always does. Ambiguity.
I hate it.
Jarrell, are you looking okay? No, you aren't looking okay. I'm asking if you're looking okay. Somebody stuck a feather and a headband around your head. You're obviously not okay. Maybe you're hungover. Are you well?
Jarrell, do you want to just explain, what made you decide to, put the feather in your cap? Jarrell?
Look at a cap, though. A headband. It's like somebody's second coolest headband.
Jarrell, this would be the time to, defend your choice of fashion. Jarrell?
I mean, it's not their, least cool headband or something. That would stop.
I'm like subtly elbowing or just kicking Quinn.
Well,
Jarrell, you should definitely defend your choice of fashion.
I'm trying to think how Quinn would respond to this, because I know how Quinn would respond to this.
But you're trying to be Jarrell.
But I'm trying to be Jarrell, but I am also Quinn.
Trying to be Jarrell.
Yeah, this is very meta for me. I'm trying to be Quinn, think like Jarrell, thinking like Quinn, but think like Quinn because he's actually Quinn being Jarrell.
Hey, listen, all Felix is looking for is for you to try.
I've learned to love feathers.
You learn to love feathers.
Yeah.
But, feathers?
They remind me of a
Quinn's
friend of mine.
Yeah, Quinn's been rubbing off on him a lot, with on account of the giant hat and lots of feathers. It was a show of solidarity. That's all.
I've lived in Ul, right? I've seen adventuring parties.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I guess you're not the weirdest, but you might actually be the weirdest.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. He kind of leans in a little bit. Rolls a 2 on a die. All right.
So, anyways, we're just gonna load up, and it's just gonna be
go step on the Launchinator. Make sure you've got everybody you're ready to go, and maybe you've got some hero poses in mind or something. I hear that sort of thing helps.
We definitely have a group pose that we've definitely practiced.
Yes. So of course you have. Fucking weirdos.
And we, together walk Jarrell up to the Launchinator. Where's Boris?
Well, where is Boris? We cut to Boris underneath the platforms, making a some kind of dexterity-based throw. Make me a check with your thieves' tools.
Ooh. 20.
Yeah. An unnatural 20.
Yeah.
Oh, low for you. Yeah. So there's a thing right up in front of you. It sort of looks like it was the wheel of a pirate ship once, and it's had a round board nailed to it that's kind of painted like a pie chart that has fast, super fast, extreme, and ludicrous. And it goes from yellow for fast, blue for super fast, red for extreme, and a plaid pattern for ludicrous. And right now it is set to fast. You feel like if you set it to extreme, we could really make an entrance when entering wherever this is that Vecna has stationed himself.
Only extreme, eh?
Well, it's on extreme. If you go, or did I say extreme and then ludicrous?
Ludicrous is
You
the
said
top
ludicrous.
option. Yeah.
Yeah, was that what it was? Yeah. I feel like ludicrous would definitely
Yeah.
be more than extreme, right?
Yeah. If you turn it from just high to extreme, we could really make an entrance. There is also ludicrous, though. It exists on the dial. It is not set to that.
I mean, Boris starts by tilting it to extreme.
All right.
And then kind of like tests how secure she feels the pirate wheel is. That seems like the appropriate assessment.
Whatever the encoder for this is pretty good. Like, it's got nice, well-defined steps that it's not going to easily slip between, but that if you put a little effort in, will easily move it. And it seems like there's a few steps in each of those pie wheel areas as well.
So Boris clicks it into low ludicrous.
Okay.
And then, like, walks out, like, slapping her hands from underneath the thing.
All right. That is what you do. You do slap your hands. You're still wearing an engineer's hat, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Nice hat, Boris. Come on, let's get on the Launchinator. It's time to go.
Yeah, Boris climbs gracefully.
All right, Boris climbs
into the thing.
Yep. So as the party mounts the launch pad of the Launchinator, Flynn and Fletcher are standing on the far platform, the launch platform that Boris had made some adjustments to originally. A little bit of construction work, trying to actually make sure it was put together. They're standing there, their hands on a lever on opposite sides of the platform. Flynn turns to Fletcher. Hey, Fletcher, I know what we're going to do today. And both of them just get these big shit-eating grins. You have Dr. Hines, who's on the top of this structure up on the gantry where the slack lines are now being taut from. Okay, so is everybody ready? And all in position? And all absolutely definitely alive and ready to take on this fight?
We definitely are. Is Paradil about to blow up my spot right now, or is he gonna
I have
stay
a
quiet?
question. What if one of us was definitely, what if one of us might not definitely be alive?
I don't know. It sounds
I've been
like
feeling-
a problem to have right now.
I've been feeling a little unshaky myself.
Like, you think you're going to die? I mean, that's probably going to happen within the next few hours regardless, but,
Why did you specify that? That seemed important.
listen, I don't know. It made sense at the time, okay?
Would there, so it's fine. There's no risk at all, right? It's great.
I mean,
because everyone here is definitely alive.
there's definitely a lot of risk. I feel like risk is like everything we're doing right now. We're at like the pinnacle of risk. There is no more risk beyond this. When they say how much risk, you can say none. None more risk.
And if one of us were less than alive,
I guess we still kind of have to launch. It's not like we can wait for you to be alive again.
all right, let's go.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, let's fire away. We're ready.
Makes sense to me. This all checks out.
Oh, hey,
Do
do you want to take your frogman with you? Because he's kind of freaking us out over here.
What did I do? I'm freaking somebody out?
I mean, like, look at you, man.
I'm normal. I'm just
You
a
are, but-
regular guy.
Listen, I don't want to be that guy who, like, says that thing that way, but, like, it's the soup. It's too good.
It's too
No,
good?
it's too good. It's, like, embarrassing us. Like,
Oh, no.
we look like people who can't make soup.
I can teach
You
you.
know, we could just could you just like maybe like, you know, since we already constructed one Launchinator, like have like a backup Launchinator so that like if things are like going badly, just like launch some more friends in to help?
I guess we can
No,
just
I'm coming
relaunch
with.
the Launchinator, but
I'm coming
Right,
with.
yeah.
I'm going to climb on this Launchinator. I'm coming with you.
No. Pregnart,
Here
really,
I come.
it's okay. No. Wait, just wait
Climbing
for a
up,
minute. Like,
climbing
no,
up,
but maybe
and
just like stay
climb.
here for a little bit because you know it's really full. Because Jarrell's really heavy, and it just it's one of those things where we have to, But like you just come on the second one. You can bring Dedu with you. Yeah, like your buddy Dedu.
Are
He's
you
over
sure?
Here somewhere. Yeah, no,
I
positive.
just want to be near Jarrell.
there is a honking from overhead.
Yeah, so like they could just travel together and don't worry, we will definitely take care of Jarrell, Pragnar.
Jarrell, what do you think?
Dude, tell him to stay here. Jarrell. And I'm again elbowing Quinn. Just tell him to stay here.
Pregnart, we don't need your services. Thank you.
You sound a little funny.
Dance, let's go. We gotta go. Come on, let's launch time.
What do you
we'll see you later,
mean?
Pregnart.
What do you mean I sound funny?
What is wrong with you? What's going on? What's going on? Why does
Don't worry
Jarrell
about Pregnart.
sound
He's fine.
funny and weird?
He's fine. He sounds exactly like himself. He's just been training very hard. He was interrupted from a long rest. That's all it is. Okay, come on, boys. Launch us
I don't
now.
know.
Let's go.
He sounds very strange.
I
Doing a
sound
whole lot of
perfectly
talking
normal.
and not a whole lot of launching.
Where are you right now, Pregnart?
I'm like, I was climbing up the Launchinator.
Fantastic. You are now right at the edge of the platform. Are you going to get onto the platform?
Yeah, I am.
All right.
Pregnart,
Mike.
we
You
do
hear
not
the
need
honking
you.
of Dr. Dedu overhead.
Pregnart, please stay where you are.
And in the thing to be launched with you.
And everyone's world goes white as the Launchinator engages. And as you are launched upwards, you hit Dr. Dedu, and he is sucked up by your group and taken with you.
Just a couple feathers fall down after.
Oh, I love feathers now.
Jarrell, you are zipping through space, and you see what appears to be a white bubble zipping forward also ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
You are catching up to it with some speed, but it is gaining it. It seems to have launched from somewhere with a lot of speed itself.
Yeah. Can I steer myself at all?
Yes, you can. Do you want to steer yourself closer to this?
Yes.
All right. With minimal effort, you're able to steer yourself through. As this is the first you've tried, it just works the first time you think of it. And your consciousness shifts and accelerates just a little bit to pull up behind this zooming bubble. Inside it, you see the rest of the party, their faces like pulled back, like, through extreme G-forces, like
Right.
as they're zipping through space. Pregnart and Dr. Dedu are part of this group. And they're just like all like white knuckle grabbing whatever is next to them on this platform that didn't really have much on it to begin with. Like hanging onto their stuff and just like straining. You, however, are feeling no such strain. You do see what appears to be your armor rattling away in the claws of a large crab.
Is there still a giant t-shirt on me and sunglasses with a nose and mustache?
And a feather in someone's second coolest headband wrapped around your head.
Yep.
And a bow tie
Am
and
I able to
cummerbund.
catch up with my...
Oh yes, bow tie and matching cummerbund.
Right.
Yes, that is all upon your armor, and it appears to have your body in it.
I'll try to regain contact with my
So,
body.
so you want to re-enter your own body.
Yes.
Lord Jarrell to his own bod.
All right.
Where's Phil when you need him?
Yes, it works, and you just enter your body, and you can feel almost like a gentle warmth, like enveloping you, almost like a glove wrapping around your hand as you fill your own body up once again.
I was not dead. I was not dead. Ha ha.
That's what we were saying the whole time.
Yes. The second you entered the body, you feel the G-forces like you hadn't before.
Is he still being held up by the crab, though?
Yes, he is still being held up by the crab. Right now, the crab is the only thing keeping him from falling backwards onto his armored ass.
And I'm also gonna.
What are you doing here? And Jarrell will reach over and grab the Pregnart and pull him to a better seated or more comfortable position and cast Death Ward on Pregnart.
I apparently made soup too big, too good, and embarrassed people. And they said you have to go because you made the soup too good. And then you had weird voice, and I said you sound weird, and I think everybody was lying to me.
Jarrell takes off the sunglasses with the fake nose and mustache and the headbands. This all sounds about accurate, yes. Where did you get this shit?
Oh no, that was one of the weird things that was happening.
It says right on the shirt where it came from, Jarrell.
She's right, you know. Also, why is no one else reacting to the ludicrous speeds that we are traveling at?
Yes. All of space does appear to be plaid around you.
We've gone plaid. Well, that's not helpful.
A quick flashback to Dr. Hines and the Inator. It wasn't supposed to launch that hard, was it? And
Who's he talking
back to the
to?
main party.
The boys.
Himself, or the
Oh.
boys, whatever. Yeah.
Got it.
So, hurtling through space, hurtling through time, hurtling through the void, hurtling through what appears to be a red and blue tartan pattern, you see an infinitely large blue wall in front of you. With a crash and clatter, your party is ejected out onto a desolate street.
A
Buildings are
desolate street.
Can we roll for hero poses as we come out of this?
Sure. Roll for hero poses. I don't know what you're rolling. Roll whatever ability check feels good. Just let me know whatever your roll and modifier was, and if anybody rolled a 1, because that's all I'm fishing for right now.
What would we add to that roll? Anything?
I don't know, whatever modifier you think would do it. Acrobatics is probably a good one, unless you think like a performance check of some kind to do it.
Yeah. I got a 12.
37.
I got a modified.
Acrobatics.
Christ.
Got a modified 20 for Paradil and a 28 for Pregnart.
You're all doing hero poses.
Yep.
Not all are equally heroic. A 37 obviously has you looking like some sort of comic book heroine. A, what was it you had, Felix? A 12?
Yep.
Yeah. It's a little more sprawled out, but it's okay. You didn't injure yourself. You didn't go clattering in front of everybody. It's just not quite as heroic. The crab looks awesome.
I'm gonna, I guess, just quickly issue did you take Pregnart and take to the skies, keep an eye on us, and things start looking hairy, dive on it.
Will do. And
I get to fly.
Just flies down, grabs him with his feet. And,
Whee!
All right. Let's do or die. Let's find where this jerk is, and I don't know, shove a sword through his face or something.
I'm trying to see how far I've got to go back in my notebook to find my map of Tarantus.
Yeah, right. Several years.
It really is like 3/4 of the notebook.
Oh yeah. Tarantus.
Yes. Finally, Dark City Tarantus. You clatter to the ground in your heroic poses of varying heroicity on a desolate street in a dark city. The street goes off into the distance in front of you. It is maybe about 50 feet wide. There are buildings on either side. Stone on the first floor, wood kind of Tudor looking on the second and third floors to either side. You'll notice, those of you with long memories amongst the party, off maybe 100 feet in front of you and off to the right is the West Tarantus Runner House. In front of you, towards the center of the city, rising up into the sky, is what you saw before as a slightly pink tower. But now, as you get even slightly closer, you can kind of see it's sort of mostly an off-white. Its edges are irregular and it stretches far up into the sky.
I'm willing to bet if I were an evil magic god person, I'd probably throw myself from the top of that tower. What do you think?
Are you talking to somebody in particular?
Yeah,
Just
probably. You're
The
correct.
people around me. Also, yeah, Jarrell, so good. So glad that you are definitely alive and always have been this entire time.
Yeah, what
Yes.
happened? What? I personally was not expecting Jarrell to suddenly become clearly alive during that launch of all things. So, what?
Yes, very much alive.
And do you remember anything about what happened? Do you have any recollection of what was happening to you?
Yes, it was the power of hugs.
You look a little bloated.
Yeah, do I? Oh, terrible. Yeah, the power of hugs gave me more power than I had before. It's pretty much what happened.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes.
No, that's clear. That clears it up perfectly.
Okay. I have many more questions, but none of them are really that relevant right now. Glad you're here, and definitely have been here the whole time. You know, we really couldn't do this without you. So, why don't you just take that sword of yours and just point on and lead the way?
Jarrell takes out the Sword of Justice, which of course is glowing awesomely.
Yes, it is glowing quite awesomely. Things are perilous. One thing you do notice is that there are no people around of any kind.
No horrific creatures either, though,
No.
right?
No, nothing.
Great. To the tower?
The tower is, let's see, about 2 kilometers ahead, yes. So
Well.
you've got some walking ahead of you.
Yeah, well, we all can't fly, so we gotta get there the old-fashioned way.
Boris considers her cape, but chooses to walk along with everybody else. And by walk along with
Oh,
everyone
thank
else,
you.
I mean ride the spider crab.
All right, so you are moving along, and you do pass the West Tarantus runner house on your right.
We wouldn't have any reason to stop in here, would we? I mean, it's been mentioned by a disembodied voice twice that our attention has been called to it. Just a quick peep for old times?
You could, or it's just me giving you a landmark so you know where you are in a city you've already been in.
That's a good point. I mean, I would see no reason to stop in there when I know that Vecna's not going to be hanging out in there. So, like, I'm going to be following Jarrell as we march towards the tower, and I'm definitely not leading the way.
Gerald might peek in to the runner house.
All right. Looking inside, you see that the place is somewhat ransacked. Tables flipped over, some large gouges in the wooden floor. The bar where Frank used to tend is now somewhat destroyed as the middle of the bar has been smashed up. And the runner leaderboard is nowhere to be found. There are no people in here. There are also no corpses in here.
Fair enough. On we go? Question mark?
Sure.
Anything, Jarrell? Anything that you were looking for in there, bud? Or
No, I'm not. Outside of this tower, I'm not sure exactly where we're supposed to be going. Probably just this tower, I would imagine.
right? Yeah, just just making sure that you're all set. Yeah, let's go.
And Jarrell would definitely continue on towards the tower.
I'm gonna be looking around like kind of paranoid, you know what I mean? Just because like the fact that there's nothing around like just makes me. I mean, obviously we're expected, but like, I don't know. I expected more resistance than this, I guess, like where Felix did. So it's just like it just kind of feels like eerie that there's nothing happening quite yet.
Yeah, things are super eerie. There is absolutely nothing going on.
Great. Well, I mean, we're just gonna keep, marching on.
What even happened the last time we were in Tarantus?
Well, last time we were here, there was a whole coronation ceremony that was about to happen, and then it was revealed to be Vecna, and then he stole the city, and we escaped in an airship.
Oh, yeah.
And we've seen, like, flashes of this floating dark city that he stole, like, in many different story arcs. It's been teased quite a bit. That's about it. That's all we know.
Yeah.
So, it's this city has been Vecna's for a while, and looks like he's got a bunch of them that he's merged together. So that's great. It's great times. This is going to be super easy, I bet.
Maybe. Would I do that to you?
No. So we're gonna just continue on to the tower. Now, okay, there was a ley line here last time we were here.
There was.
Is that where the tower is
This impossibly large tower is probably where the ley line was.
Okay.
At least you look in that direction and that's what you see.
Right. All right. Yeah, we're just going to keep heading in that direction. Let's just converge our way over there.
Yes. It remains dead silent here as you walk down the street. It's maybe about 1 kilometer away now. The tower reaches impossibly high. It is also very wide. It seems to be even larger than the ley line area in the middle of the city.
Any clear entrances or ways to ascend from out here?
You are not close enough yet,
Okay.
as it is still 1 kilometer away.
Right, it's just massive.
Yeah.
Do we call him out, or do we fight him in his own tower?
I don't know, man. We could call him out here. Are we ready?
I don't think we're going to get any more ready.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. I guess all we really have to do is say his name. We have to just sound really confident. Go ahead and why don't you give it your best shot, Jarrell? Why don't you do it?
Jarrell steps forward.
I'm gonna stand back here.
Completely immune to being afraid, and says, "Vecna, fight us!"
Oh, okay. You're just gonna say it. You're just gonna come out and say it. Just go. Okay.
There is no response yet.
Well, I wonder if
Dramatic
that worked.
motherfucker. What a drama queen. This Vecna. All right. Then we keep. I say we keep heading towards the tower. Then, if obviously, we're not going to fight on anyone else's terms, but Vecna's. We'll have to find a way to give ourselves an advantage once we kind of understand what the arena looks like here.
Jarrell turns to Felix, holding one of the Omni bombs. If you think if we set these 3 to a minute and put them on all around the tower, it would break it.
I don't know what those do. And we've really only explored, the lower settings. So I'm not quite sure.
Do you think we can use these in some fashion to defeat him? Would these hurt it?
Jarrell, I mean, they explode. I feel like that's worth something. Do we want to blow that, literally, on just trying to destroy this tower that was constructed by what's probably one of the most powerful beings that ever existed? Do we think that a bomb is really gonna...
Perhaps we'll save them for later.
That's what I'm thinking.
What's the highest passive perception in the party?
Boris's.
Boris, what is your passive?
25.
25. You see a single figure walking towards you far down the end of the street.
Can I recognize the figure, or just is it at the
They're
point
ways
where
off.
all I see is
Yeah.
figure?
Yeah, just a person. Yeah, you're nowhere near close enough to pick out who it is.
Paradil, as soon as we see our target, get the clip arrow ready.
I was having some thoughts about that, actually.
Yeah, well, tell me your thoughts. I guess we have a second here while this person ominously walks towards us.
If we
I'm the only one that
fire
thought so far.
Clippy at Vecna, I feel like that would be great if the curse took, but that
If
might...
anything else, it would... Okay, the way I see it is that it might, at least, he may not listen to its advice, but it might forecast what he is trying to do, since he does like to deceive quite a bit.
All right,
That's
this
my
is
idea.
this is a good gamble, but it is a gamble
Oh, it's a gamble, buddy.
because we're giving our greatest enemy our most annoying weapon.
Uh-huh.
The figure gets closer. It appears to be... It's tough to tell, because it seems to be they only have half a face, or the other half is scorched or burned away.
How far away?
Let's say 100 meters now.
100 meters?
Yeah, because it was
Since
a
when do
kilometer.
we...
Yeah, you just changed the whole metric system.
Why? It was a kilometer away, now it's 100 meters.
All
Can we
right.
usually
300
use
feet away.
Yeah.
It's 300
Sure,
feet
sure.
away.
All right,
Sure,
you
sure,
want
sure.
300 feet away, whatever.
Well,
That's 100 meters.
I just want to be clear because I don't want it to be like 33 meters away. And
Oh,
if it-
you're talking
you know,
for spell ranges. Yeah, sorry
Right.
about
Yeah.
Okay.
So 300 feet away.
that. Yeah, sure. 300 feet.
Okay, so Paradil does load up the Clippy crossbow bolt.
Okay. And so now you're both walking toward. Are you walking towards them or just letting them walk toward you now?
I feel like we
I think
walk
they-
towards them. They're,
Okay.
they're in the tower direction,
If I,
right?
I was gonna say, if I see Jarrell walking in their direction, I'm gonna follow Jarrell.
Yeah.
All right. As you get closer, now you can tell it is it's at least the body of if not the person of Dr. Mudgett,
Oh gosh.
Oh.
scorched as he is.
Who is Dr. Mudgett?
He's
The
the guy
serial
who
killer
had the
dude.
he had the murder hotel.
And,
Yeah.
and he
Yeah.
turned himself into
Oh,
a big
right,
brain.
right. I gotcha.
Right here.
That was a long time
in-
ago. That was
yeah.
pre-pandemic.
We threw him into an incinerator. Oh.
Yeah, he's mad at us probably.
So, okay, save the clip. But Drell, go finish the job. And we'll be right behind you. Come on, he's already
Yeah.
half incinerated. How hard could that be?
Dr. Mudgett walks up, holds out his two hands, like showing that he's unarmed. Well, one hand and burnt stump.
Oh,
Can we help you, Mudgett? I've defeated you twice.
His head turns up. His eyes are sad at first before his face almost wrenches into a contemptible sneer. You called me out. Here I am. I already have what I want. Why should I send my full form out to you? And that's where I'm going to call this episode.
We're gonna have to beat Vecna so many times.
So, yes. Maybe. Possibly. Unless I streamline.
What a coward.
things.
No, that's it. We should just call him a coward until
Yeah.
he shows up with his real self.
But if you like
Maybe
it,
bombing the tower is not a bad idea. After
Maybe.
all, sorry.
maybe. Not going to say I haven't considered it. But if you like us, we can be found on the internet. We're in such places as on Twitter and the Gram. We can be found at Hapless Heroes on Facebook. Look for Hapless Heroes Podcast, all of those places. You know, in our varying usage of them, have some sort of link, some sort of pinned post, something in the bio maybe that leads you to the crown jewel of our internet presence, our Discord server. And that's the place you really want to be, to meet and greet and hang out with us. And, talk D&D and not D&D and lives and food and pets and all those sorts of things. Come join us in our ever-growing community. If you really like us, you can leave us a 5-star review on the podcast service of your choice. You're deep enough in this podcast, and we are far enough into the future that you probably have a podcast service that you have chosen. If that podcast service allows you to leave a review, please leave us the most honest review that you can. Preferably it's 5 stars, but, be honest with it. Make sure that the people who want to find us can and the people who don't want to find us can. But whatever your review is, we will read it out on air and recognize you as the 5-star person that you are.
Yeah, and actually, we actually got another one on iTunes. This comes from Warren Dayton, 1989, saying, Hapless Heroes are the best. Been listening to them for a couple months yet and haven't caught up, and I'm at episode 80. Listen to it on my walks to school and on my long car rides. They are funny and seem like they are having fun when they're not keeping secrets from each other. I'm just gonna look
what
at,
does
just gonna
he
look at
mean? What does he mean? I don't know what he's talking about.
Love this podcast and this group of heroes. Hey, Warren Dayton, 1989. Thank you so much. You are a 5-star human. Hopefully, you've caught up at some point and you hear this. And hell yeah, thanks for listening.
If you really, really like us, you can donate to our Patreon, www.patreon.com/haplessheroes. We've got some reward tiers, but really in the end, it's, if you want to show us your support monetarily, we will show you I don't know, what's the opposite of support? Because I feel like sometimes that's what some of our bloopers can be. That's that's what some of our outtakes may be.
They're pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like self-unhelp, but it's comedy.
And I should say, we also did get in the mail all of the one chip challenges for 2022. So a bunch of us are going to get together, either at my place or Zach's place, and we're gonna record a little something of us saying thank you to all of you who've donated to us while we torture ourselves briefly with spicy things for your entertainment.
I'm gonna like it.
And that's I am gonna be okay eventually. But yeah, it's gonna be a great time. So we'll try to get it, that all edited down and uploaded after it's all said and done. And well, you'll see the result. It's gonna be something. I promise you that.
And if you like us right now, you like us, Sally Field and the whole deal. Legally change your name to Chorizo J. Pragnart and build a car in the shape of an avocado and drive through the streets with a giant megaphone attached to the top and declare yourself Chancellor of Guacamole. And also tell people that they should listen to our podcast.
Doable. That's probably one of my favorite ones yet. I'm going to say that right now. That was excellent. I think that someone should do that now. Change your name. Get that avocado mobile.
Do it.
Declare yourself. just do it now.
Not later. Now.
Right now, Chancellor. Wink. Except for you, Jeff.
Yeah. All right, Jeff.
Don't do it. You'll get drunk with power, Jeff, and we know how you are.
In an attempt to avert your drunkenness with power, I'm going to outshow our cast so as to extricate ourselves as quickly as possible. Starting on, we'll call it my left, with fabulous Felix Fizzlebottom, played by Francesco.
The plan was always that Jarrell was never dead. I totally knew that the whole time. Definitely.
To his left, we have Lord Jarrell the Light, played by John.
Until next
time.
To his left, we have Peridot Lincoln Woods and Pregnart, played by Zach.
God. Bye.
To his left, we have Boris the Butcher, played by Nicole.
That was the coolest Jarrell has ever looked.
And to her left, we have Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind, played by Mike.
The actor, and you're welcome.
My name's Dave. I've been your host and Dungeon Master. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.